everybody. Good morning. Today is Wednesday. So I just give you back your exam. So let's look at the exam scores. So our first exam, the highest score is 99. Yes, out of 100. Very good. The lowest score is 23. The average is 75.23. And we have 5 students get A's, 5 students get B, 2 students get C, 1 student get D, and then 2 students between 50 to 60, and 3 students between 0 to 50. Okay, so how do you think about the exams? Have you done your practice exam? Do you think it's similar to the practice exam? Let's compare both exams. Okay, so if you didn't do well on this exam, that's fine. I hope this exam is like a wake-up call. Remember, you can use the final exam to replace one lowest midterm exam scores. So I hope this is your lowest one. Okay, so from now on, you study hard, do the practice exam 3 times. The first time, do it 1 week before the actual exam. So you know what type of problems going to be on the exam, so you can review your notes, review your homework, and review your quiz. And then if you have questions, come to see me. I have a lot of office hours. And I'm also available in the evening. If you email me, we can both go to the Canvas Big Group button. Okay. Oh, Cecilia, I have your exam here. Okay, yes. And then that's the first time. And then the second time, you do it 2 days before the exam. The last time, you do it the night before the exams to make sure you remember all the steps of different, like solving different types of problems. Okay, so let's compare. The left side is our practice exams. The right side is exam 1. Okay, look at the first problem. We convert radians to degrees and degrees to radians. Are they similar? I changed the numbers. And then second problem. You want to find, hi everyone. That's your exam. The second problem, we want to find a coterminal angles within 0 to 360 degrees. So you add or subtract multiple of 360 degrees until you find the angle within that range. Right, everybody? And part B is radian. So radian, add multiple or subtract multiple of 2 pi until you get an angle is between 0 to 2 pi. You see? So make sure you understand the problem on the practice exam. And then the actual exam, I just changed the number. Sometimes I change the trig function. And here, like me, I change the number. But this part, when you use your calculator, make sure you're in the degree mode or radian mode. There are 2 types of problems in the exam. One type of problem, you are allowed to use your calculator. And I say round your answer to how many? 4 decimal places. Okay, so this type of problems, you can use your calculator. And then the other type of problems, don't use your calculator. You're supposed to remember those numbers, like the trig functions of the common angle values. Remember 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, and all the trig functions. Remember that table? So all those values you need to memorize. And when the problem asks you to find exact value, can you use your calculator? No. So I can tell you, so before this class, we had the regular trig class. The exams were separated into 2 parts. The first part, you're not allowed to bring your calculator. So you just sit there and do the problems without your calculator. The second part is you can use your calculator. But this exam, I didn't separate into 2 parts. But for some type of problems, I expect you to use your calculator, and some type of problems you don't use your calculator. Is that clear, everybody? Like numbers 4. This, if you use your calculator, it just type in the number. Right? I give you 7 points. Okay? In the question, I make it clear. Do not use calculator. Don't give me a decimal number. Okay? That worth 0 points. Because that is not our learning objective of this type of problems. You need to show all your work. So what you need to do is you find the reference angle. After you find the reference angle, the trig function of that angle is plus or minus the trig function of the reference angle. Do you still remember, everybody? Plus or minus depends on which quadrant you lies in and whether that trig function is positive or negative. That's why you're familiar with what is sine. Sine is y over r. What is cosine? X over r. What is tangent? Y over x. And depends on different quadrants, you might get positive or negative. Okay, everybody? So do you remember I gave you a study sessions the week before, last week? So 2 students came to the study session and they both get A in these exams. So next time, if I give a review session, can I see you to come to the review session and do the practice exam? Yes. Okay. So this exams. If you didn't do well, it's okay. You are still able to get A. We just learn how to for the next one. Okay, this type of problem is about the negative angle. Right? Negative angle, we said cosine and secant, they are so hungry. They eat the minus sign. All the other functions, you can put a minus sign in front. Hi, Joe. Come and pick up your exam. Yes. So, and then next problem. Is this problem, you saw it in the quiz? Oh, yeah. Right? So I give you a point, and then you look at your x and y and find the r. So once you find the r, then you can write down the 6 trig functions. And remember in the quiz I said, can you use your calculator? No. Exact value. What's exact value means? It's either a fraction or an irrational number. Okay, so leave the square root there. Okay, if you use your calculator, it gives you a bunch of decimals. Are you able to write down all the digits forever to get exact answer? No. So once you use your calculator and get a bunch of decimals, that's not exact anymore. You round your answer. Okay. So if the problem you see exact value, do not use your calculator. Okay, and then next problem. Okay, so this problem, in the practice problem, I ask you cosecant. In the actual exam problem, I give you cosine. But this type of problem, I can give you any trig function, right? You just remember, like, you're familiar with all the trig functions in terms of x, y, and r. Right? Then you can write down, cosecant is r over y. Therefore, your r is always positive. So you set your r to be 19, and the y is -7. Then by the Pythagorean theorem, you can find the x. Okay, everybody? Yeah, here, cosine is x over r. So your r is always positive. You let r be 15. And then you let x be -8. And because it's in quadrant 3, x is negative. Then you can find your y. Okay, and when you find your y, it's plus or minus square root of r squared minus x squared. And because it's in quadrant 3, your y is Negative. Yes, so we take the negative value. Once you get x, y, and r, you can write down all the 6 trig functions. Yes, everybody? Okay, so you will see more of this type of problems in the future. Okay, next one. Look at this problem. Are they the same? I just changed the numbers. Right? Many students have mistake. Multiply the 2 pi. This is 3 radian. It's not 3 revolution. Do you see the difference? 3 revolution is 3 times 2 pi. The 3 radian, pi is like 3.14 radian. So 3 is smaller than pi, slightly smaller than pi, but it's not a full rotation. Okay? So this is 3 radian over 15 seconds. Do not need to multiply by 2 pi. Okay? It's not revolution. Radian is just the angle measured. It's in the units radian or degree. Okay, everybody? So the exam solution are posted on our course website. How about this problem? Are they the same? I changed the numbers, right? I changed the numbers, but the story are the same. And some of you forgot to change the degree in the radian. Let me ask you. So when we write down the formula sheets, okay, so remember I gave you the chapter 7 formula sheets practice. Where's the formula sheet? Here. Okay. And then chapter 7. I emphasize this theta must be in radian. Did you write down radian in your formula sheets? So that's the key point. The theta must be in radian. Okay? So radian is a ratio of length. Don't use degree. So convert it to radian, then we can put into the formula. Okay. So yes. And then number 10. Okay. So I only asked for you for part A, didn't ask you for part B. So usually your actual exam has less problems than your practice exam. Okay. Here on the practice exams, so I give you this angle and a C, and you want to find A and B. And then the relation B is like the opposite over the C, so that is sine. So sine 21 degree is B over C. Therefore, you can find the B. In your actual exam, I give you the opposites. That's 7. And then to find the C, opposite over hypotenuse is sine 35 degree. But it's 7 over C. So when you solve for C, you both sides multiply by C and then divide it by sine 35 degree. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay. And also tangent, we want to find B, opposite over adjacent is tangent. And because B is in the denominator, how do you solve for B? Multiply both sides by B, and then divide it by tangent 35 degrees. Okay, so the solution is on the website. Now, by comparing to the practice exam, you see they are so similar, right? So next time, do your practice exams. Make sure you understand every problem in the practice exam, in the in-class notes. Okay, so if you don't understand some problem, come to ask me. Okay, so I really want to help you. Okay, so the exam solution is located on our course website. It's the very bottom. You see the exam scores, and then here is the exam 1 solution. Everybody clear? So I give you back your exam. So you're going to do exam correction and exam wrapper. So go to Canvas, assignment, then not now. So after you get home. Okay. So assignment and quiz, self-assessment. You see self-assessment? You submitted the practice exam. I still have 5 students haven't submitted the practice exam. Submit those. Okay. Each item is worth 10 points. And this self-assessment is 5% of your total grade. And it's graded by completion. So I realize some of you turning the practice exam but get all the problems right, but didn't do well on the actual exam. I want you to be honest. Okay? So when you do the practice exam, do it with pencil first. Once you see the solution, you use red pen or other color pen. So I know that, you make a mistake on those problems. And then ask yourself, do I understand after I read the solution? If I give you another problem that I just changed the number and the trig function, can you do those problems? So ask yourself, practice more. If you don't understand, come to ask me. Okay? I'm always here to help you. I'm in my office waiting for you. I hope to see you more often in my office. So exam correction and exam wrapper. So you have your exam back, and then you can look at the exam solution. If you have a mistake, write down the correction next to your mistake, just on your exam, using red pen. Is that clear, everybody? After you finish, take pictures, combine into a PDF. So exam correction is worth 5 points. Exam wrapper. So you see, this is a link. Exam wrapper. It's like a survey. Ask you, how did you study for the exam? And what mistakes did you learn from the exam? And how do you do differently to prepare the next exam? And how can I help you? Okay. Everybody clear? Exam correction and exam wrapper is due after 1 week. Okay. So you have 1 week to do the corrections. And these exams, we have like 5A, 5B, 2C, and we have 6 students didn't do well. So for those 6 students, you receive a weekly chat list. Okay, the weekly chat list is also posted on the website. Okay, so this is the weekly chat list. So I want to see you weekly. Okay, so you check this if you have done those this week. Did you take notes in class? If you miss a class, please watch the recording and fill in the notes. Did you review your notes after class? Find the solution and we do the problems. Do I remember all the steps correctly? Mark down your questions. And did you do your homework? So this week is on session 8.1, 8.2, okay? And then did you do the quiz? This week, do we have any quiz this week? Let's see. Okay. So, right, this week we don't have any homework or quiz due. Okay, so just do the exam correction and exam wrapper. Okay, and then what else? Here. Okay, so I hope you can meet a tutor weekly and meet with me weekly. So meet a tutor which day, what time, how long, and when you went over what, like your homework or your like session at 8.2, and then ask your tutor to sign the tutor's name here. And then meet with me, okay, sometime, and how long. And this is my office hours. If you're not available during my office hours, please email me. We can make appointments. And also put down your questions. So for those 6 students, I really want to help you, okay? So if your score is not over 70 this time, I want to meet you weekly, okay? How many of you want to get an A in this class? Everybody, right? So not only those 6 students, if you want to improve, feel free to come to see me more. Okay. And yes, we will keep doing this until you get more than 70 in the next exams. Okay, yes. All right, so any questions before we continue? So this is also some tips about how to study. Okay, form a study group with your friends. How many of you need to take Applied Cal 1, Applied Cal 2? Raise your hand. Applied Cal 1, Applied Cal 2, or Calculus 1, Calculus 2? Yes. Okay, so this course is like a foundation. It's like a basement when we build a house. Okay, so next semester I will teach Applied Cal 1, and usually in the spring I teach Applied Cal 2. And I'm the only professor teach Applied Cal 1 in person. We do offer some online class of Applied Cal 1, and we only offer in the fall semester in person. Okay, if you want to take it online, you can take it like every semester. But if it's in person, do you like in person class or online class? In person, right? So I hope all of you can pass this course, and then you can take Applied Cal 1 with me. Otherwise, I don't teach Applied Cal 1 in the spring, and we don't offer Applied Cal 1 in the spring. You might need to wait one more year. Okay, so let's try our best. Okay, so that is chapter 7. And chapter 8. Do you still remember chapter 8? We learned the graph of sine and cosine. The graph like wave. And sine start with 0. Cosine start with 1. Yes? And remember those 5 key points. Okay. So this chapter, we have the formula sheet of chapter 8. Okay, this is very important. And this, yeah, you need to memorize those. And then for sine and cosine, we remember those 5 key points. The angle, do you see the angle are the same? Yeah, the angle are the same. 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Right, everybody? And then your sign. Your sign looks like a approximation sign. Yeah? The 0, 1, 0, minus 1, and 0. So remember those 5 key points. How about cosine? It starts with 1. So the angle, theta, still the 5 values. Yeah? But the cosine theta start with 1, 0, minus 1, 0, and 1. Yes, everybody? And the amplitude. The amplitude is, in this case, is 1. But if you have like vertical stretch, then you have your amplitude is whatever number multiplied by the sine or cosine. And period. The period of sine and cosine is 2 pi, right? If you have other functions, well, then the new period is going to be 2 pi over the coefficient of x in the angle. The midline here is x-axis. But if you shift your graph up or down, the midline is going to change. Yes? Okay, so right now, let's play a Kahoot's game. Okay, so by the way, I made some Kahoot games. We didn't have time to play the 7.3, but feel free to play it at home. So let's play 8.1. Okay, so let me log in first. Okay, start. So go to Kahoot.it and then enter the game page. Or you can scan the game. Oh yeah, I remember food. So I just need two exam left, so I remember. Okay, let's start. Everybody ready? Sine cosine graph transformations. 8.1. 10 questions. What is the amplitude of this graph? Amplitude. And second. Yeah, the amplitude is this. It's oscillating between -2 and 2. So the amplitude is 2. Okay, good. Okay, next. What is the period of this graph? Here, let's make it big. Alright, make it bigger. Now you can see that? Oh, okay. Sorry, I should make it bigger. So it's here. So 360 degrees. Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe you have trouble reading this. Sorry, my fault. I should make the graph bigger. Okay, which of this would be equation of this curve? You three, that's like 2 times. Yes, good job. So here the period is still 363, which is 2 pi. But the amplitude is 3. You multiply, by the way, it starts with 0. So this is a sine graph, not a cosine graph. So it's 3, the amplitude, times sine. Okay, if I have plus 3, what does that mean? Shift up 3 units. Okay, yes. Good. So Emily is leading. What is the amplitude of this graph? Amplitude. See, how many of you? Oh, -4. Okay, amplitude. So you see, this is between -4 to 0. So the height here is like 4, right? Amplitude is half of it, so which is 2. But the midline is y equals -2. Everybody see that? So midline, y equals -2. It's like you shift the graph down 2 units, okay? But the amplitude is actually 2. Okay. Okay, good. Let's see. What is the period of this graph? Oh, maybe it's harder to see. Yeah, 720 degrees. See, it's here, and then from here to here is 720 degrees. And what is the amplitude? 2. And the midline is y equals -2. Yes, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's continue. Okay, good. What is the amplitude of this graph? Let me make it bigger. Yeah, it's 3, right, everybody? So the midline is right here. So it's y equals 1. And the amplitude, the difference between 4 and 1 is 3. Okay? All right. Good job. How about this graph? What's the amplitude? Yes, 1. The midline, where's the midline? 3, y equals 3. And then the amplitude is 1. Yes. Okay. Good. What is the period of this graph? Make it bigger. Period. Yes, period is 180. Do you see? This is like the midline, right? And then what's the amplitude? 3. And then the period from here to here is 180 degrees. Is that okay, everybody? Okay. Let's see. Next. Okay. Which of these is a possible equation for this graph? Let me make it bigger. Which one is a possible equation? Okay, let's see. What is the amplitude? What's the amplitude? 2. Where's the midline? 1. Right? What's the period? 360 degrees. So you know the equation A cosine bx plus c plus d. Here the amplitude is 2. And because it starts with the highest point, so the cosine didn't shift. And the period is 2 pi, so the b is just 1, okay? And does not shift horizontally. And the midline is 1, so it shifts up. Therefore, this is the equation. Okay, let me see. 6 of you choose. Oh, okay. 6 of you choose the yellow one. Right. The amplitude is 2. It's not 3. And we shift up 1 unit. Is that clear, everybody? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Last questions. Which of this is a possible equation? Okay, so let's see. Do you see it start with the center? If it start with the center, that is sine, not cosine. So cosine always start with the highest point or the lowest point. Is that clear, everybody? So this is sine. And usually the sine goes up and then go down. But this go down and then go up. This is like reflection over the x-axis. So you expect to see a minus sign in front of the sine. What's the amplitude? 1. So that's why it is -1 sine. What's the period? It's still 360. So this is just x. And we move up how many units? 3 units. So minus sine x plus 3. Everybody understand now? Yes? Okay. Let's see. Sophie! Good job. And say Madison! Yes. Emily! Good job. And we also have Oscar and Kenny. Alright, so I hope now you have a better feeling about the amplitude, the midline, and the period of the sine graph. Okay, good. Let's see, then let's continue on our session. Okay, so 8.1. Do you still have your 8.1 worksheets? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so last time, questions? No. But you can start working on your homework on sessions 8.1. Yes. So in your homework, because it's a fill in the blank or multiple choice problems, so the homework problems is like the Kahoot game. But your exam problem is more like our in-class example. I'll give you a sine equation and I ask you to graph it. Do you still remember the steps when we need to graph the sine or cosine graph? You draw the table. Yes, everybody, draw the table. And we have x, theta, in this case sine, so sine theta, and the y. The first step you fill with the what? Theta column. And then the second step, you fill with the sine theta column. And how do you fill those up? You use the 5 key points. Do you still have this sheet with you? So keep that with you for this chapter. You need a lot. So fill with the theta and sine theta column. That's your first step. And then look at your theta. Theta is the angle. You solve for x in terms of theta. And now you can fill with the x column. X is 2 theta plus 2 pi. So every theta value, you plug in this formula to find the x. Do you still remember, everybody? So you fill out the x column. And then you look at your sine theta value. Then you can fill out the y. The y is 4 minus 2 times the sine theta values. So fill out the y. Now, because you have your x, you have your y, you can plug 5 key points on the xy plane and connect them smoothly. You still remember, everybody? Okay. So we did 2 examples last time. And now, everybody, please do example 3. So this is your turn. Do example 3. finish? Oh, we did this problem before? Okay. Oh, I see. You did this problem, and then do we check our answers? Not yet. Okay. So let's check our answers. Okay. Did we check or not? Oh, we didn't check, but I asked you to do it. Okay, good. So then let's check it. Let's see. So the answer is here. So right here. Okay, so this is about cosine. So we write down the theta and cosine theta. Do you get all the theta column correct? So 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. So if you miss some lecture, make sure you watch the recording. Okay, and then you can ask me questions. And then do you get the cosine theta column, right? And then we find the x column because theta is 2x. What is x? Divided by 2 on both sides, x is theta over 2, right? So we plug in the theta value here, 0 over 2 is 0, pi over 2 over 2 is pi over 4, and then pi over 2 is pi over 2. 3 pi over 2 is 3 pi over 4. 2 pi over 2 is pi. Do you get the x column right? So first step, write down the steps. Find the theta column. Second step, find the cosine theta column. And this is always fixed, no matter what the function is. As long as it has cosine, these 2 columns are fixed. You care about those 5 key points. Okay? Then, depends on your angle. Your angle theta is 2x. You solve for x in terms of theta. Then you plug in the theta value to find the x column. Is that okay, everybody? So if you have questions or you missed the notes of last class, please watch the recording. Okay? And then the y, so the 4th step, find the y. Y is -2 plus 3 cosine theta. Cosine theta is 1, so we plug in 1 here. -2 plus 3 is 1. And then here we plug in 0. -2 plus 0 is -2. And here we plug in -1. -2 minus 3 is -5. And then when we plug in 0, we did. That's the same as this number, -2. When we plug in 1, we did. That's the same number as the first one, the 1. So this is the y column. Everybody get the y column? Now based on the x and the y column, we can write down, we can plot the points. See? When x is 0, the y is 1. Okay, here. When the x is pi over 4. So by the way, you know, if this is 2 pi, and then the middle one is pi, and then the middle one is pi over 2, pi over 4 is between 0 and pi over 2. Yes? And then here is 3 pi over 4. Okay, so when pi over 4, we get -2. And pi over 2, we get -5. Okay. And then 3 pi over 4, we get -2. And then at pi, we get 1. So connect them smoothly. That's 1 period. And in the exam, I will ask you to draw 2 periods. So you continue to put some dot here and connect them smoothly. So copy and paste. Then you get 2 periods. Is that clear, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you forgot how to do it, and if you don't want to ask me right now, please come to my office and ask me. Okay? Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's continue. All right. Next problem is a story problem. The displacement h of t in centimeters of a mass suspended by a spring is modeled by the function, where t is measured in seconds. Find the amplitude. Okay, what is the amplitude? Yes, amplitude is whatever multiply in front of the sign. Oops. So A, no matter sine or cosine, the A here multiplied by the sine and cosine, that's the amplitude. So amplitude is 1/4. Yes, centimeter, because the H is in centimeters, the units. And then period. So we know the period for sine is 2 pi over the coefficient of t in the angle. What is the coefficient of t in the angle? Yeah, 120 pi. Do you see what happened? The pi cancel. And the 2 and 120 cancel, what's left? 60. Yes, 1/60 is our period. Okay, that's the period. And now, what is the, by the way, period, the unit is second. Frequency. If you learned some physics before, frequency is 1/period. Okay? In this case, 1/60 is 60. And the unit is hertz. Okay, so this is hertz. Have you heard of frequency in physics before? Yeah, kind of? Okay, so that is 1/period. So 60 hertz. Yeah, so that is, it means 1 second, it oscillates 60 times. Okay. All right, we will continue next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.